Hey darlings, today I want to talk more about the importance of communicating, which I've talked about a lot. And you'd think that I would take my own advice. But the thing is that if I've already communicated something, I feel like then I should just be done with it. That I should process it and it shouldn't be a problem anymore and that everything's fine. And if it's not, I better work on it by myself really, really quickly so nobody knows that I'm still struggling with it. It's a secret. Which is really silly. I don't know why I put a time frame on myself for figuring out stuff, especially if it's something that's coming from some wound that's been there for 35 years. Like, it's kind of silly of me to just expect that, but I do. And so I think everything runs together, about how, my partners, Ronnie and Five, had discussed our relationship style and how it would all look. And it sounded like it was going to be kind of me and Five as this core couple, and then Ronnie and her partner as kind of this core couple, and we'd all be together and we would all connect and have affection for each other. And then my friend Stallion would be bebopping around in the universe. But that's how we kind of pictured it. And I was thinking, oh, cool, like I can have my person, because I have just so much love for Five. And I was like, oh, that sounds amazing, because I can have him and still have these connections. Sweet. And then, with me moving in and some other stuff, things had been kind of hard for Ronnie. And Five had said something like, well, I need to be there for her, so I actually can't be your person. Like, I want to be, but I just can't. And, while she's working through all this, I'm going to be there with her. So it sounded kind of like it was temporary, like a temporary I can't. But then the relationship between Ronnie and Five had gotten stronger, really connected. So I do remember talking about this. It had gotten more solid. And so I had, talked already before with him about how I had been kind of feeling a little nervous. Because I was thinking, well, if they get stronger and get more, solid, then they're not going to want me anymore. Because, Five had actually watched my last video where he said, I originally thought that they looked into polyamory because they felt like something was missing. But it was because they were so connected that they wanted to explore even more love or something along those lines. He can correct me if I got that wrong. But I still had this fear as I saw them get closer and closer. And when he said, I can't be your person, my brain started to think, ooh, he means like forever, because like they are just getting so close. They're really repairing. So actually, like, I don't know where I stand. And as somebody who, had a father leave and had a lot of relationships where people left me for someone else, it was really scary. And it was really a bigger thing than I originally thought, because I was kind of feeling down. But then I started to feel like more and more and more down about it, and just really starting to spiral into a not great place. And I was trying to really work on the thoughts, because the thoughts are what dictates so much. It can dictate how we feel and our health and emotions and all these things. And so I was really trying to challenge the thoughts and trying to think, well, how can I feel better about this situation? Because I love Five so much and I really want him to be happy, and if he's happy with Ronnie, that's really cool. And I can just be there, and whatever happens is awesome. Because Ronnie had said that if everything blows up and she just lives alone in a shack in the woods, like, she would be happy with her own company. And I was thinking, I want to be like that. I want to be happy with my own company. So even if Five and Ronnie are just like, get out, I'm kicking my leg. And I don't think they would do that, but that, just I would be, the creepy Victorian child in the corner, and it would just be them. And I was trying to be okay with that. And it worked kind of for a while because I kept thinking like, I'm really lovable. If 5 has a lot of love for Ronnie, it also means he has a lot of love for me, because the more love, like the more there is for everyone. It's not a like finite amount. And I'm just like trying so hard to pull myself out of this scared place, because that's what it was. It was really, really, really intense fear. Because when I met 5, I thought, this is a safe person. This is a person who loves me and I love him, and he's kind and he's consistent. This is awesome. And then when I was like, I can be your person. Oh, but never mind, I can't be your person. Suddenly I felt not safe. I felt very shaky and uncertain. And no matter what I tried, I just couldn't stay out of a dark place. And I just started sinking. Like I could not fight the thoughts anymore. And I just fell into a really dark place where I was thinking, I'm not lovable. Everyone leaves in the long run or chooses somebody over me. Like I'm always the one picked last. And I just started bawling. I was listening to all these angsty songs. I'm driving and I'm just like tear streaked and like snotty. And I mean like full on ugly crying. I got to my destination, like literally laid on the floor, just still sobbing, horrible sounds, feeling like horrible. And eventually, after like an hour of crying, I got all of these emotions out, and I just felt kind of like wrung out and numb. And I still couldn't challenge my thoughts as well. Like I was trying to, but it was really, really hard. And it's funny because my partner 5 has said many times, you can always talk to me about stuff. Even if it sounds silly or seems irrational, like that's the best time to talk about it because you get it out. And then it's easier to realize, oh, this is kind of silly, and it's easier to let that go. But I was thinking, I've already told him about some of these feelings. Like I can't bring them up again and be like, oh, I'm still having issues with this. But he asked if I wanted to, talk to him on his way home. And I was thinking, like, I don't want to bother you. You're going to have a night with Ronnie. Like, why would you want to talk to me? Like, you two are getting so solid. Like, I need to figure things out. And I was kind of trying to figure out, like, well, can I figure out, like, trying to love 5 less? Would it be, like, less scary if I loved him less? Like, probably, because I feel like I would be less scared about losing him. If I couldn't figure that out. Anyway, so we talk, and I tell him all the stuff I'm going through. And then he is kind of explaining things. And as he's talking, I'm like, wait. Like, I thought that I can't be your person. Like, it sounded temporary, but then it really seemed like it was not. And he was like, no. And kind of explained just how everything had been going for him and his thoughts. And we talked about a couple other things, too, that had been hard. And by the end of the conversation, I kind of realized that I sort of misunderstood some stuff. And it sounds like everything's actually okay. And there's a part of me that still is like a little nervous because I'm like, what if I'm misunderstanding? But it doesn't seem so, hopefully. So there's still like a little bit of fear percolating, but things are a lot better. And it makes me think that if I had just opened up sooner and said, hey, I'm really struggling with this stuff. Like, this is how I understand the situation to be. And if he had been able to be like, oh, no, actually, that's not how it is or how I feel. I could have saved myself that epic crying fest, because I still have a headache from it. I ended at like 5 or something. It's like 10:30. Like, I never get headaches. I think my eyes are still super bloodshot. Like, I couldn't breathe. Yeah. I mean, it's probably good I got out those emotions. Maybe I released something, but I don't really recommend sobbing for an hour. Maybe just talk to people about stuff. Yeah, that'd be good. I'm gonna try to remember that next time. Okay, bye.